No one wants to think that something bad is going to happen when you start teaching yoga. And no one wants to think that something bad is going to happen when you go to a yoga class. But things do happen. And today I'm going to give you 2 real life situations that have happened in the past that make it very important for yoga teachers, including myself, to be covered with liability insurance. And before I get to those 2 short stories, I do have a discount from beYogi insurance. If you go to beyogi.com/ashesyoga, you can get a $10 discount off your year of yoga teacher liability insurance. And if you're a yoga teacher trainee, so still in training, you can get your first year for only $25. So go ahead and check out the link, beyogi.com/ashesyoga. They also offer a lot of other great discounts with their partnership companies, softwares, and apparel. So you can look at all of those on the site. Anyway, I want to share those 2 stories with you. So we think, yoga is safe, especially if you teach gentle yoga, yin yoga. It's unlikely that you're going to hurt someone in the actual practice, but that's often not where people get hurt. So the first story I'm going to share with you is a yoga studio I used to work for. It's likely that no one was even having class at the time, but it was up in a space where there was a hallway kind of in its own little space. So you typically wouldn't go over there or go into the yoga studio unless you were going to yoga. But there was one time where a kid decided to run away from his grandma, and he ran up and past the studio, and she went to chase him or to go get him, and she tripped on a boot rack, or it was a boot, what's it called, where it's like a mat that you lay down, which has a lip on the side of it to catch snow and ice for those if it was winter or spring or it was slushy. So it's a boot mat with a lip on it. And she fell and hurt herself. She ended up having to go to the doctor. I think she was fine, but there's still medical expenses associated with that. And she did contact, the studio, and it did become a thing. And this is why you have insurance for a studio and for yourself personally. Now, the studio's insurance took care of that and all was well. But the same happens for you personally if you are not working for a studio, if you're out on your own. So another situation that happened once was in a class that I was teaching. I was actually employed by the YMCA. So again, it wasn't a personal situation, but it could have very well been a class I was hosting at a local community center where I would have had to be covered. So at the YMCA, I was doing a class for cancer survivors, a chair yoga, very gentle, very delicious chair yoga class, just a class that just felt good. And so you think, okay, that doesn't sound very unsafe at all. That sounds lovely. And it was. But as I was getting the mats out and the chair set up, somebody that was coming into class tripped on a yoga mat and she fell. And she was fine, just a little shaken up, but something worse could have happened. And that would have been on me and my setup. So oftentimes it's not what you teach specifically in your class that's going to cause injuries or pain. It's something that is completely out of your control. Some sort of simple user error that happens. Someone falling, tripping, an equipment malfunction. Let's say if you have stretchy bands and one of those snaps, no matter how much you prepare people or tell them to check the bands, something might happen. And that could snap and hit somebody's eye, or it could cut them. It could be something that you just cannot prepare for. So yes, liability waivers are important so that there is an agreement upon you and the client or the student so you both understand what's going on. But when something big does happen, this is where insurance really helps. So have yoga teacher liability insurance. There are plenty of companies out there that can cover you. I like beYogi because they cover online live streaming, YouTube videos, on-demand videos, memberships, in-person classes, and wherever you might teach out in the world. And so they have a great setup, and they're very customer service friendly. They're super friendly. You can talk to them. You can ask them questions. That is for US based people only though. So US based teachers, beYogi is amazing. It's what I see most yoga teachers using nowadays. If you're in other countries, definitely do a search either on Google or in different yoga teacher Facebook groups, and there's a lot of recommendations out there. And so final thoughts, I just want to make sure that you cover yourself as a new yoga teacher to make sure that you are being safe for yourself, protected for yourself, and also safe and protected for your students. You never know what could happen. Situations and scenarios could be crazy. So you need to budget in your expenses for the year, yoga teacher insurance. So grab that discount down below. Again, if you're a trainee, current trainee, you can get it for $25 or get your first year for $10 off using the discount link beyogi.com/ashesyoga. Keep teaching, keep being awesome, and I hope to see you in another video very soon.